Act 2, Scene 4. It's the last scene of Act 2. It's only 4 scenes. Um, this is going to be the aftermath of Duncan's murder. So when we talked about, how the earth reacts to what happens to the king, we're going to get more information about what's been going on since this murder because it's not natural. Macbeth has upset the order of things in the world. And so we are trying to piece together what's going on in Scotland now. Who will be the next king of Scotland, though? At this point, there is no king. Duncan is dead, and we haven't heard anything about what's going to happen next. Do you think it'll be Macbeth? Do you think it'll be one of his sons, Duncan's sons, Donalbain or Malcolm? Do you think it'll be Macduff, or do you think it's going to be someone we haven't met yet? So at the beginning of this scene, we are outside of Macbeth's castle in Inverness. Ross is one of the Thanes. He's in Act 1, Scene 2. He is a noble, and he is with an old man. Notice it just says old man. The reason that it's important that he's old is just that he has lived a while and can report on what's gone on in the world over his entire lifetime. So when he says, I've never seen anything like this, it means more than somebody who maybe is 11 years old going, I've never seen anything like this.
Threescore and 10 I can remember well, within the volume of which time I have seen hours dreadful and things strange, but this sore night hath trifled former knowings.
Ah, good father, thou seest the heavens as troubled with man's act, threatens his bloody stage. By the clock, 'tis day, and yet dark night strangles the travelling lamp. Is't night's predominance, or the day's shame that darkness does the face of earth entomb when living light should kiss it?
'Tis unnatural, even like the deed that's done. On Tuesday last, a falcon, towering in her pride of place, was by a mousing owl hawked at and killed.
And Duncan's horses, a thing most strange and certain, beauteous and swift, the minions of the race, turned wild in nature, broke their stalls, flung out, contending 'gainst obedience as they would make war with mankind.
'Tis said they eat each other.
They did so, to the amazement of mine eyes that looked upon't.
So, the night of Duncan's murder, there was an earthquake. Since he's been murdered, there are things that are happening that are not natural. So by the clock 'tis day, and yet dark night strangles the traveling lamp. It's daylight hours, but it's dark as night outside. The sun is, covered in dark, dark clouds that make it seem like it's actually nighttime, that the earth is covered in darkness. Then the old man says, yes, a falcon was killed by an owl the other day, which is the complete opposite of what usually happens, that a falcon would kill an owl now is killing a falcon, that the order of things has been shifted. And then Ross says, yes, and Duncan's horses, they went wild. They broke out of their stalls. They were like fighting with humans. And the old man says, they said they're eating each other. And Ross says, yes, I saw it happen. So the horses are also going crazy and eating each other at this point. Things with the world are not right. What happened to Duncan is unnatural. What's happening in the world is unnatural. And now Macduff will enter.
Here comes the good Macduff. How goes the world, sir, now?
Why, see you not?
Is't known who did this more than bloody deed?
Those that Macbeth hath slain.
Alas the day. What good could they pretend?
They were suborned. Malcolm and Donalbain, the king's 2 sons, are stolen away and fled, which puts upon them suspicion of the deed.
'Gainst nature still. Thriftless ambition that will raven up thine own life's means. Then 'tis most like the sovereignty will fall upon Macbeth.
He is already named and gone to Scone to be invested.
Now, they said it like Scoon. I've always had it as Scone. But that is the traditional place where kings would go to be coronated, where they would go and it would be said, okay, you're going to be the next king. It's sort of like all the nobles get together and they almost take a vote. And so the fact that he has been named as the next king and he's gone to Scone, that means he is going to be the next king of Scotland. So That's your answer right there. No, no pretense about it. I'll just tell you the answer. Hopefully, y'all get it right. It'd be bad if you didn't. But he's already on his way. So Macbeth and his third prophecy from the witches, Hail, King of Scotland, is going to become true.
Where is Duncan's body?
Carried to Colmkill, the sacred storehouse of his predecessors and guardian of their bones.
Will you to Scone?
No, cousin, I'll to Fife.
Well, I will thither.
So I'm just going to say Scone for now, and I love that pronunciation. So Duncan's body has been carried to basically where all of the kings of Scotland are entombed. So he is, they're going through with the burial of him. And Ross says to Macduff, "Well, are you going to go to see Macbeth be coronated? Are you going to see Macbeth be named king?" And Macduff says no. He says, "I'm going to Fife." That's where his family is from. He's the Thane of Fife. But he's not going to go to watch Macbeth become king, which is not going to go over so well.
Well, may you see things well done there. Adieu, lest our old robes sit easier than our new.
Farewell, father.
God's benison go with you and with those that would make good of bad and friends of foes.
Now, Macbeth has achieved his goal of becoming king. Do you think that they will be content with this now? And I've asked you to give evidence from the text. I would prefer that you guys maybe don't use a direct quote and put it in your own words. I found that when I'm reading your responses, okay, somebody just honked as they drove by. Don't know if you could hear that. But when I'm reading your responses, I really enjoy reading when you put it in your own words and I really just get your thoughts on it. So I don't need something that sounds very literary or very high level. I really just want your thoughts. So here are some questions to help guide your response. What did the witches say to Macbeth? What did he want? Do you think he'll be happy now? And why or why not? Now, hint, hint, we have, 3 more acts in this play. So if he was, just going to sit back and be king, the play would end. So clearly some other stuff has to happen. But think about what the witches prophesied, not just about him, but about Banquo as well. And consider perhaps what information may be learned about the murder. If Macbeth was willing to kill the guards to kind of cover up the plan, what else is he going to be willing to do? And with Lady Macbeth, who also might still want more, what might she be able to convince him to do?